what does rising feminine mean to you in this moment?
In this moment, rising feminine means to me that rising, growing energy of Mother Earth that comes up in the plants, and that we also can receive that energy as women, as humans, and allow it to grow us and blossom us just as it does.
Rising feminine, to me, is bringing balance. Is taking the concept of feminine, something that I wasn't even comfortable with growing up. To me, it meant Barbie and pink and frills and lace, and it didn't describe me at all. But it's taking back that word. So that feminine, and I'm not talking about genders, I'm talking about qualities. And I'm talking about the strength of the feminine, the strength of the mother who realizes we're all children of the mother, and we need to figure out ways to work together. We need to balance, we need to balance masculine and feminine. And that's what I believe is happening right now, the feminine rising.
Today, put a statement out there saying patriarchy is not the problem and matriarchy is not the cure. But for me, rising feminine is this third option. The feminine is in us both male and female. She, whether it's in he or her, takes these kinds of journeys. So she is developing this embodied lifestyle in the male body and in the female body. So that is what I would like to leave us with. It's not this, it's not that, it's both.
It is real. That's what it means. It is real and true and now. For a long time we've been waiting for it, we've been wondering about it, we've been writing about it. It's really happening now, and my goodness, we're lucky to be living in these times, and it's scary to be living in these times, but we're not in it alone. We're all in it and doing it together. So it's all of us, and it's coming through all of us now.
What does the rising feminine mean to me? Gosh, you've got me there. There's so many things I could say.
That's a huge question.
Yeah.
Any word that comes up, any feeling that comes up.
It is that it restores our connection to nature, to this sense of reciprocity, that it is this sense of cyclical living, really, that restoring that pattern of activity and rest, and therefore coming into relationship with life, really, partnership with life, instead of seeing ourselves as just what I call the command and control way of living, which is what's happening, and we're destroying our planet in the process of this kind of living. So it is coming into relationship, into partnership with life.
Yeah, that was exactly the phrase I was going to use. Yeah, feeling of coming into relationship with life and feeling to be really deeply embedded in nature and of nature. Yeah,
a deep sense of belonging, yeah.
The rising femininity means coming into alignment with ourselves as feminine entities, as feminine beings, or even in the energy of feminine, because I know that you've got a few men, or a couple of men at least, in this as well. Because the energy of feminine is the energy of yin as well, isn't it? So it's kind of like the yin yang. But so much in our patriarchal society was very much about the yang being very dominant and the yin being really submissive or battened down or kept repressed, that kind of thing. And what we're seeing now is that the yin is coming into alignment with the masculine, so that there is that level of recognition that the both are an equal dance, the both, you need the masculine needs the feminine, the masculine would not be here without the feminine. The feminine gave birth to the masculine. So the masculine needs the feminine, but likewise the feminine needs the masculine as well. So what I see with the divine rising of the feminine is to come into alignment with just that, you know, the recognition of the equality of these two things, basically, masculine and feminine.
Yeah. So the rising feminine is, it's our truth, our deepest truth, and our challenge is to just trust him.
Let me feel into this, because I could just go into my head and start rambling, but I don't want to do that. Rising feminine. Yes, there is, the feminine is rising, and what I've noticed is that as women are coming out of the Eve archetype, out of the suppression, out of pleasing everybody else and not speaking our mind, we go from one extreme to the other extreme, which is where we are overpowering. We go into a selfish way of being, which is just very natural, because in order to find the center of the rising feminine within, the feminine that is like the divine feminine, that is like Lilith, she has nothing to prove, nothing to defend, she just is, and she follows her path and her purpose. Before we can get to that place, we often have to bite people's heads off and maybe be a little bit too aggressive and a little bit too bitchy, and it's just a very natural phase. And so for all the women who may just come out of suppression, just know that whatever you experience, the nastiness that comes out of you is just a natural phase that you're not going to stay in. And so by consciously being aware of that and kind of bring the pendulum back into center, where the rising feminine means to accept everybody's journey, to be embracing and accepting of each other, and to be in a feminine flow and a feminine this is feminine flow, but also this feminine presence that we've just activated.
Yes. Well, it means the sacred feminine rising to her rightful, equal, and balanced place with the sacred masculine, so that the yin is as much valued as the yang, as the lunar is as much revered as the solar, and we can return to that harmony and balance, the sacred feminine alongside the sacred masculine, because truly God goes beyond gender anyway. Divine source is not gendered, but we can understand divine source through a gender that we identify with to enrich our experience. But the rising feminine is all of us as embodied, incarnate women, honoring ourselves as divine.
As women, we have the gift of our womb. We have the gift of our womb, which is connected to a universal womb. And that womb is wisdom, beauty, softness, presence, and power. And in the world today that is very masculine, full of greed, destruction, and negative power, it's really important for us women to rise in our hearts, with love, and to bring back balance to this earth, and to restore the feminine essence of this earth through prayer, through ritual, through dance, through service, and through reminding our children and our men what it is to be warriors. As we step up as women on this planet, in our softness and our power, we will change the world.